Yeah, new shit is here. As of time of recording this part of the voiceover, I had just woken up, made some cereal, and got ready for my mandatory dose of virtual dopamine. I opened YouTube, and right there on the front page, among the weird mash of some algorithmic chicanery, I found this Gran Turismo movie trailer by Sony, uploaded an hour ago. Judging by the background music of this video, you could probably guess that yes, I am a big Gran Turismo fan, so I knew I'd make a video about it. But just before I get into it, I want to predict what the movie's gonna be about because these have gotten so predictable it's bafflingly boring. Anyway, here goes my prediction. This guy on the thumbnail, let's call him Gary, the protagonist, I assume is dreaming of becoming a race car driver because he has a setup at home and is good at playing Gran Turismo. Basically everyone right now, very relatable. Good job, Sony. He's gonna try to race in real life but fails miserably and tries asking someone older and wiser for help, while his parents or someone very close to him will constantly tell him that it's not possible, and just because he's good at a game, it doesn't mean he'll be good in racing real life. His racing instructor is gonna be old and reluctant to help, and even less when they see him crash or spin out for the first time, and I bet my ass that there will be a puking scene to show how much of a newbie Gary really is. But then he magically starts getting better, his instructor is gonna start liking him, and eventually they will enter a race last minute that will be impossible to win, yet he wins or finishes second anyway. Second because it might be too sus if he wins his first race, you know. And the whole point of the movie is gonna be that yes, Gran Turismo games can make you a race car driver, kids. Don't give up on trying. Anyway, prediction time is over. I'll go and study what the movie's all about and get back to you right away. Okay, with my studies over, let's get into it. First of all, I'd like to talk about the story of the Gran Turismo movie in general. There was one being filmed all the way back in 2013. That's 10 years ago, when Minecraft dominated YouTube, Harlem Shake was cool, and Gangnam Style was the most popular song ever. Wild times. Anyway, this movie struggled, and eventually after 5 years of trying to get the project underway, in 2018, they cancelled it. In May of last year, 2022, Sony started filming the current version, and they finished quite quickly in December of the same year. The main premise of the movie is, as I had correctly predicted, a gamer to racer zero to hero story. What's special about this one is that it's actually based on a true story, and it's not one of those based on true story then proceed to introduce dinosaurs kind of movie. The protagonist is Jan Mardenborough, the guy who arguably made the first ever transition from gamer to racer. Jan is a guy from England, born in 1991. When the story takes place, he's just in his early 20s, and the most inspirational thing about this is that he didn't really race at all until he was 19. He did like sim racing in its early days, and that was good for him, because Nissan and Sony organized a competition together called GT Academy. Basically, 90,000 gamers would race from the comfort of their home in Gran Turismo. The best would then be selected to race in a designated facility in their region, so let's say if you're Spanish, you'd first against people from your home, then you'd be called to a Nissan/Sony facility where you'd race against the better guys, and if you managed to win and be the best one, Sony would send you to the race camp. This is where the stakes get high because race camp means that you are put into actual Nissan race cars to race against others from your region. A region in this context usually means more countries, sometimes an entire continent. Here, a professional racing instructor would try to help these aspiring racers to improve their fitness and their racecraft skills. There are also other requirements to enter, like an eye test, health check, and so on, but we won't bother ourselves with them. We can see this moment in the movie trailer as well, where the instructor clearly isn't impressed with the selection of gamers he's given, calling them couch potatoes and always making fun of their lack of fitness. When you quote-unquote graduate from race camp, you have officially graduated from the GT Academy and you'll be given a seat in one of the Nissan racing series. As this movie focuses on Jan Mardenborough, we'll see his prize be the 24 hours of Dubai Endurance race seat. But did all the work that Sony and Nissan pay off? Could gamers actually be good racers too? Well, turns out they can. Jan participated in the race in Dubai and finished third in his class. He then went on to build a racing career in various car racing and formula racing series. GT Academy literally changed the guy's life for the better, and his parents didn't have to spend millions for him to build a career. If you don't find this inspiring, I don't know what you do. Pressure of today's racing world is insane, and if you don't race in go-karts ever since you're 4 years old, chances are you're not gonna make it into super prestigious series like Formula 1 or IndyCar. The story of Jan and the Gran Turismo movie itself brings so much inspiration, especially to people who can't afford to do go-karting every weekend or are quote-unquote too old to get into motorsport. I myself struggle with this, as I want to get into it, no matter how amateurish and entry level the series might be. Hell, that's one of the reasons I moved to Canada. But hold your horses, amigo, GT Academy was defunct in 2016, so you can't sign up anymore. That being said, we're in 2023, and there's probably a million more events similar to GT Academy, just not as massive. I must say, holding an event for almost 100,000 people every year must take a lot of effort and money. Anyway, let's not spoil the story any longer, and let's focus on the other parts of the movie, like the fact that it looks amazing. Super modern visuals make the racing scenes look sharp and exciting. Just look at it. It looks so good. I love it. Especially the fire scene looks It looks way more promising than some other movies based on games like Need for Speed or Assassin's Creed. I'm not saying they're bad, but they surely are no masterpieces. At least when the movie's based on a true story, the directors won't have a chance to make some stupid shit up and completely ruin the premise for longtime fans of the franchise, because what the longtime fans want to see is what made the game successful in the first place, and that shouldn't be changed. So apparently my prediction wasn't as accurate as I had wanted it to be, but actually I'm really happy because this sounds very exciting, and I'm looking forward to August, to be honest. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Tell me what you think about this trailer in the comments, and if you like the video, I'll be happy if you let me know. Thanks!